It's no secret that it takes millions of dollars to become a Formula One driver, but while some F1 drivers have billionaire fathers and limitless cash, others had upbringings that were humble to say the least, and the 2025 rookies are no exception. In fact, some of these drivers had to sacrifice literally everything for a shot at Formula One. So, let's take a look at the richest and poorest rookie drivers of the 2025 season. Andrea Kimi Antonelli is, without a doubt, one of the most hyped-up rookies of all time, but it's safe to say his path to Formula One was made significantly easier thanks to his father's substantial fortune. His father, Marco, was actually a racing driver himself, and while his career might have been somewhat average, he still racked up a sizable net worth, and even established his own racing team, Antonelli Motorsport, and as of today, Marco's net worth is an estimated $18 million. This meant that Marco could not only pass on his racing skills to Kimi, but he could also provide him with the best equipment and opportunities from the moment he started karting at just 7 years old. And after dominating the karting scene, a young Kimi was signed to the Mercedes Junior program, and the rest was history. Liam Lawson might have been thrust into the spotlight in recent years, replacing Daniel Ricciardo on more than one occasion, but his rise to the top was by no means easy. Unlike most other drivers, Liam didn't come from money. In fact, he came from a fairly normal family by all accounts. His father worked as a manager and salesman, while his mother worked as a dental assistant. They were by no means poor, but this was far from enough money to support Liam's career in motorsport. In fact, they didn't even make enough money to support his karting career, which cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Things got so bad that Liam's parents actually ended up selling their family home just to fund Liam's early days in karting. Obviously, with limited funding, Liam didn't have the most opportunities or the best gear, so his dad would take him to the park and let him practice race starts in his sister's VW Polo. His parents clearly believed in him, and he clearly believed in himself, as he even dropped out of high school to focus on his racing career. But the sacrifices would all pay off, as Liam's impressive karting results attracted the attention of various sponsors, who provided the funding he so desperately needed to make his mark in single-seater racing, before signing with the Red Bull Junior program and ascending to Formula One. Born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Gabriel Bortoleto's racing career has, on paper at least, been pretty remarkable, winning both the Formula 3 and Formula 2 championships in his rookie year. So, we certainly can't deny his talents, but it's fair to say his family's fortune certainly made things at least a little easier. His father, Lincoln Oliveira, is a prominent businessman and founded one of the largest internet service providers in Brazil, which generates hundreds of millions of dollars in profit each year. So, obviously, a young Bortoleto was never short of cash, allowing him to compete in all manner of karting events across Brazil. But after 4 years of success, his family still had to make an undeniably monumental sacrifice. They knew that if Gabriel wanted to have any shot in Formula One, he first needed to make his mark on the international karting stage. And so, at the age of just 11 years old, they sent him to Europe all by himself to pursue his motorsport dream. But thankfully, this wasn't in vain. Gabriel quickly made a name for himself, and thanks to his talent and unlimited funding, he quickly ascended through the international ranks, securing a spot on the McLaren Junior program. And while he may have the unfortunate job of driving a bright green tractor all year, he still made his F1 dream come to life. Now, if you've never heard about Jack Doohan and his father Mick, well, brace yourself, because this gets pretty crazy. Mick Doohan won the 500cc motorcycle championship 5 times and is widely regarded as one of the greatest two-wheeled racers of all time. But it doesn't stop there. He was also close friends with the one and only Michael Schumacher. So, naturally, a young Jack spent a lot of time with Michael, as you can see in this picture. He was even gifted his first ever go-kart by the 7-time world champion. I mean, come on, you literally can't have a better start to your career than that. Obviously, it goes without saying that his father's support has been fundamental for his progression to Formula One, not only providing him with funding, thanks to his success as a motorcycle racer, but also providing him with the guidance and connections that entrenched him in the world of motorsport from the very start of his career. But the next guy on this list might just be responsible for snatching Doohan's F1 seat from him. Okay, Franco Colapinto might not technically be signed for the 2025 season, but if you haven't heard about the politics at play in Alpine, let me just say that it's all but confirmed that he will be replacing Doohan at some point this season. Anyways, Colapinto won the heart of many in 2024, but it wasn't just his racing skills that earned him so many fans. It was also his humble background that makes his rise to the top even more remarkable. Born in Argentina to Andrea and Anibal, Franco got his first taste of racing when he was just 3 years old, as he was given an ATV, and he was often seen racing around the neighborhood. At the age of 9, he made his competitive karting debut. He took the karting scene in Argentina by storm, winning championship after championship, before he attracted the attention of an Italian karting team, CRG, and so Franco left his family and country behind, moving to Italy at the age of 14 to develop his karting skills further. Despite being signed with CRG, money was still tight, so he had to live in a room above the karting factory, as he couldn't afford to rent an apartment elsewhere. Even when he competed in races for the team, he often used old, outdated parts, as he didn't have the funding to buy the best gear. Despite securing some impressive results, Franco still couldn't attract the necessary sponsorships to move into single-seater racing, which is when his dad made a crucial decision. He sold their family home, putting all their money and faith into Franco's career. This was just enough money to fund his first ever season in the Spanish Formula 4 Championship. His budget barely covered his racing costs, so to save money, he had to live with one of the team's race engineers. But somehow, against all odds, Franco won the Formula 4 title. After a few more years showcasing his talent on the international stage, he was signed to the Williams Young Driver Academy. And after Logan Sargent's dismal performances, he was subbed into the 2024 Williams seat. And if everything goes to plan, it won't be long before we see Franco on the F1 grid once again. Oliver Bearman's dad is rich, and I mean ludicrously rich. He's the founder and CEO of the Aventum Insurance Group, estimated to be worth almost $150 million. So, it's safe to say no expense was spared in Ollie's motorsport career. His father's wealth allowed him to compete in all manner of karting championships across the UK, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. After claiming a number of championships, he made the ascension through the lower formula, claiming multiple victories, and even signing with the Ferrari Driver Academy. But, in all fairness, Ollie is by no means a pay driver, and has proven his skill in Formula 1 and the junior categories, which is more than I can say for a few other F1 rich kids. Born in Paris, Isaac Hadjar's family were by no means involved in the world of motorsport. In fact, both of his parents are highly educated, working in the medical and scientific field. So, a career as a racing driver never seemed likely for Isaac. But despite not being a racer himself, Isaac's father still had a passion for motorsport, often watching races with his son. Isaac also claims to love the Pixar film Cars, and credits that, along with his dad, for sparking his interest in karting. He began karting properly at just 7 years old, and while his parents were certainly well paid, the cost of karting was still a substantial burden on the family. His father even worked as his first mechanic in a bid to keep costs down. But after showcasing his impressive skills on track, his parents made the substantial investment to enter Isaac into his first season of single-seater racing in Formula 4. This is when Isaac really started to shine, attracting the attention of Helmut Marko, who quickly signs him to the Red Bull Junior program. With the financial support of Red Bull, Isaac had no problems rising through the junior ranks, and while he may have been inconsistent from time to time, his raw speed is undeniable. So, we'll see how he fares in the world of Formula 1.